When you let AI decide your health choices, you transfer ownership of your body over to some code that's designed to keep you engaged, not actually healthy. By the end of this video, you'll know my 3-step system to use smart technology without becoming enslaved to it. My smartwatch told me I had a great night's sleep, but I felt exactly like Bilbo Baggins when he said, "I feel like butter that's been scraped over too much bread." I was groggy, tired, depleted, and that's when it hit me like a freight train. This thing was straight up lying to me, and I was believing it over my own body. So here's what I did. I asked myself a simple question. Who do I trust more, the algorithm or the body that God gave me? And the answer was obvious. Within 2 weeks, I had sent it back. Same with the keto breathalyzer that I had gotten. Sure, it gave me the exact readings that I was looking for, but I realized I was starting to second guess all of my human instincts. Step 1, choose your body over the data. When smart data contradicts how you actually feel, always trust your body. The machine doesn't live in your skin, you do. I spent years chasing optimization. After leaving the Marines, I was out of shape and started counting every calorie with apps. Then came the smart coaching, and each of these algorithms promised to unlock some secret about my body that I hadn't already known. In 30 some years, there was some mystical secret I just wasn't in tune with. But here's the trap that nobody talks about. When you outsource your awareness to machines, you transfer some ownership. They have a little skin in the game at that point. You give artificial intelligence authority over your motivation and your rest and your recovery. So let me ask you something. Do you even know why you're letting algorithms track your sleep, your steps, your heart rate, your breathing? If you do, that's great. That's power. But most people, they just want to get healthy. And that's not a real plan. To get healthy, that's not a plan. That's an opening for someone else's agenda. You need to write it down, have a real goal in mind. Step 2, before you download any fitness app that touches your phone, ask yourself, what specific problem am I solving? And I want you to be very specific. If your answer goes back to just be healthy, don't download it. Don't buy it. Don't get it on Amazon and send it back 2 weeks later. That vague goal will, if you don't send it back, that'll become their specific opportunity to get inside your life. So for example, if you want to say, I want to track my steps because I sit at a desk all day and need accountability, that's specific. The app serves your goal, but just to be healthier, that's not a goal. Write it down, have a definitive beginning and an end. The app is meant to serve you, you don't serve the app. During my 10 years as a vegan, I learned something about processed foods that applies here as well. Processed is processed, whether it's a Beyond Burger or some factory farmed meat off in a far off country. They're both real departures from what's meant to be natural. And the same principle applies with your processed health data. Your fitness app celebrating when you hit 10,000 steps, where does that even come from? 10,000 steps, who came up with that? The answer is, it was a study, I believe, in Japan. But now it's an excuse to give people badges and achievements and an unlock and a little sound, a little bell that just dings, right? You don't need that. As if you've forgotten when you need to walk or to exercise. And it begs the question of, whose system are you serving anyways? The same thing applies for smart calorie tracking. I've done it. But there's just something about setting a goal of how many calories you're going to eat and then watching those numbers dwindle throughout the day. You start ignoring actual hunger signals and go, oh, I'm not supposed to be hungry yet based on these numbers. I shouldn't be hungry. And that's not instinctual eating, that's artificial scarcity. Now, some of you are thinking, but I need the accountability, I need the reminders. And here's what I've learned. When I work out, I push myself to the limit, and I take a little bit to understand when I can't do anymore. I try to do a little bit more to hit that limit, because I know that deep down my body can handle it. And I don't require any machine learning to do that. I stay hydrated throughout the day and never go grocery shopping unless I'm, full of protein. It's the little steps that you got to be able to take. Not because an app reminds me, but because that's what's just natural. Step 3, You contact it, it never contacts you. I still check my pedometer app occasionally, but only when I decide to. No notifications, no reminders, no gamification. I'm not turning it into something I have to do. It's something I want to do. I am training it, it is not training me. This principle extends beyond fitness tracking though. Your phone doesn't get to decide when you need to move. Your smartwatch doesn't get to tell you how good of a night's sleep you've had. Your wellness app doesn't get to guilt you about yesterday's choices. You decide when to pick the engagement. You set the schedule and you maintain control, because this is bigger than your health. It's your family's health. It's your kids are watching. I want my children to have an upbringing that gets them in tune with nature. They listen to the signals when they're tired, when they're hungry, when they're thirsty. I want them to be able to trust their own bodies. Your ancestors didn't optimize the apps. They ran down prey until it collapsed from exhaustion, or they looked for certain plants, even if it took days, right, to find them. They were attuned to their natural biological rhythms. They woke when their body said wake, and they ate when they were actually hungry and when they could find food. They rested when exhaustion took over, and they fell asleep under the stars. No external validation was required, and no approval from some app. And how do we expect children raised by these systems to become adults who trust themselves? So here's what's really happening. I think that we're conditioning an entire generation to seek permission from external forces instead of based on internal experiences. They're being conditioned to doubt their own biological signals, to trust screens over what they can see and feel and interact with in the real world. And then we go and wonder why anxiety disorders are skyrocketing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that's not a metaphor. It was an operating manual. Your body was designed to give you feedback. All the systems that are already in place, we can strengthen them. They're made to strengthen you and to warn you, to give you challenges and rest. But we've started trading our divine intuition for digital convenience. And every time we replace bodily awareness with algorithmic feedback, we push the goal one step, not the goal. What's the word I'm looking for? We replace our awareness. We outsource the stewardship that we were given to some other force in a distant place. So listen, keep eating however you want to eat, but remember, processed is processed. Whether it's plant-based or factory farmed, both are really departures from what's natural. The same goes for processed health data. Smart technology can serve you, but it must not be able to rule you. And we talk about freedom a whole lot in this country, about standing tall and independent. But what happens when we can't go for a walk without being told, hey, you should get some more steps in today? We don't need permission from a device to know when we're tired. Free people don't need artificial reminders to do what they already know is right. They don't need digital validation to confirm what they already know is biologically accurate. Because when you condition a population to depend on digital validation, you don't need a prison. You just need a dashboard. You need achievements. And then it's easy. Think about it. If you can't tell when you're hungry without checking an app, if you can't gauge your energy levels without a tracker, then how free are you really? You'll become dependent on a system that profits from your dependency. The companies behind these apps, they don't want you to develop self-reliance. They want you to develop their app reliance. They want you to have notifications, badges, reminders, and it's all designed to make you feel incomplete without their system. It's a sophisticated form of control masquerading as care. So be cautious of these wearables. And here's the reality. Most people, they're not going to think this deeply. But I don't think you are this. I don't think you are most people. And if you've made it this far, then you know there's more to health than app generated scores and smart feedback. And this is your moment to reclaim what was always yours. Your rhythm, your awareness, your family's trust, and your God-given instincts. You aren't made to be optimized by code. You were made to move with a purpose and lead your family like your freedom depends on it. Because remember, it does. So remember, choose your body over data. Trust how you feel over what the data says. Question before you download. Know your specific problem. Write it out on paper. Try on the old pen and paper. And number 3, you contact it. You don't let it contact you. No notifications, no gamification. Your freedom and your family's future depend on the choices that you make.